Thank you so much, Bob.
All right, again, our telephone number then is 1-888-24-LIBERTY, 1-888-24-LIBERTY, or 464-8295. That's 464-8295. I was just looking up on the Internet, and under a date of George H.W. Bush New World Order speech, they mentioned September 11th, 1990. They also mentioned that he also gave another speech in 1991 in September on the New World Order, but he did give a speech on September 11th, 1990 on the New World Order. At least that's what it says up on the Internet. If you can believe anything on the Internet. Our guest has been certainly Bob Chapman, and we're talking about what is happening financially. Bob, when do the reports come out on the corporate earnings from the second quarter? Because you've said repeatedly these are going to be from bad to worse.
2 weeks they begin.
All right, fine. And certainly the unemployment statistics from the last month, for the month of June, have been very discouraging. What about home foreclosures? They tell us that this is one of the keys. If we can just control home foreclosures, are they slowing down at all? Or, I mean, what they tell us is that a sale of homes is picking up, and that's because people are selling all these, are buying all these foreclosed homes. What about home foreclosures? Are they still continuing, and more people losing their homes across America?
Well, the amount of inventory continues to climb.
Right.
And it will continue to do so as unemployment continues over the next few years to get worse. And so that means that prime borrowers who had very good jobs, many of them will lose their homes. In fact,
hold that thought, Bob. We'll be back in just a moment here. Well, this is Dr. Stan, and this is the time when I have to remind you that Radio Liberty is primarily listener-supported, and basically, of course, we've got real problems in America because we have secret societies, and everybody says, oh, there couldn't be secret societies. And how would you know about them that were secret? Well, I've been studying this for 47 years. Now, a lot of them, of course, like the Council on Foreign Relations. You can read about it in the newspaper and magazines now. But 15 years ago, you couldn't. You never read about them. They were totally a secret because basically they're a front for the secret society that Cecil Rhodes created back in 1891 to bring about a one-world government. And if you want to verify that, that comes from a book written by Bill Clinton's mentor, the leading historian of the last century, Tragedy and Hope, A History of the World in Our Time. And some of the finest information we have on what's going on comes from liberal college professors, which, of course, Professor Quigley was. He taught at Princeton and Harvard and Georgetown University. But his book, of course, was so informative that somebody actually purchased a publisher and then destroyed the place of the first half of the book, so it couldn't be reprinted. And if you doubt that, we have a taped interview with Professor Quigley I found in his papers back at Georgetown, and you can actually hear him telling the story of how they actively suppressed his book and how it came to be back in print again after a pirate stole the manuscript and then, of course, put it out as a book again. And Professor Quigley eventually agreed to accept $3 a copy for the right to republish the book. So if you'd like to get Tragedy and Hope, it's available from Radio Liberty. You can get the special. You can get actually a copy of the interview with the Professor Quigley, as well as, of course, the book Foundations, Their Power and Their Influence, shows how the Rockefeller Foundation, Ford Foundation, Carnegie Foundation have been financing communism and socialism. Why would they do that? To draw our attention away from the fact that the major force behind this move towards world government was right here among the wealthy elite of our country. And, of course, this book Foundations doesn't get into it. My book, Brotherhood of Darkness, does, because we explain that these people are all, and the families are all, deeply involved in the occult. Andrew Carnegie was involved in the occult. Henry Ford certainly was involved in the occult. The Rockefeller family has been involved in the occult. And certainly Stephen Rockefeller, who wrote the Earth Charter, was deeply involved in the occult. Lawrence Rockefeller's certainly Endowment for the Humanities, I think it was, financed Barbara Marx Hubbard's book, entitled her book, The Revelation, book of co-creation, the rewriting of the Revelation, which was channeled to her by a demonic spirit. Of course, she called it the Christ spirit, but it was a demonic spirit. The book was channeled to her. And Lawrence Rockefeller financed its republication. Understand that nothing is that appears to be. If you'd like to get, of course, my book, Brotherhood of Darkness, which will introduce you to what's going on, or get the DVD, or get them all together in the Brotherhood of Darkness special, call us at 1-800-544-8927, 1-800-544-8927. If you want to really understand how it fits together, you need to get our talk on the Forbidden Secret and the syllabus that goes with that. If you want to understand, as I said, what's happening financially and how they've created this whole world financial crisis and collapse intentionally, because, of course, they want to bring about their world government out of the chaos that's coming. And believe me, chaos is coming. The talk is Financial Armageddon, and you need to get the syllabus that goes with that so you can actually read the speeches by Congressman McFadden in 1932, Congressman Wright Patman in 1964, a speech by Andrew Jackson in 1837. And the battle that Andrew Jackson fought for the bank is being fought still today. Only today, these people have total control over the media and total control over the reality of so many Americans. But we're beginning to have inroads. People know something's wrong, and we've got the answers. Our number, 1-800-544-8927, 1-800-544-8927. Our webpage, radioliberty.com.